one unit operates as Airbnb when the owners are overseas, it is the owner's principal residence otherwise. If an Airbnb patron does damage to the common property, are we covered under our Strata insurance?
Yeah, so the policy covers sudden and accidental damage and malicious damage, or accidental damage for that nature isn't excluded by the policy. So damage by tenants, including short-term tenants, is a common claim that we get in Strata Insurance, and we don't get exclusions applied for any specific reason. But notwithstanding that, the insurer does reserve the right to subrogate from the responsible person once they've paid the claim. So at the end of the claim, if the tenant has damaged the property, they will seek to recover the funds or the expenses related to that claim from the tenant.
Okay, and sorry.
Yeah, Airbnb. Sorry, I was just going to add on that. Airbnb is, one of those topics that does come up often. Look, and we do find, that there are a lot of times that committees try to see if there's a clause in the policy which might assist them with enforcing usage of Airbnb in their complex. The short answer with Airbnb is that in the majority of cases, insurers ought to know in the case of their business that buildings will have tenants that are Airbnb tenants. And also there aren't specific exclusions around Airbnb usage, and insurers don't exclude buildings that have usage of Airbnb. So insurance isn't the answer to enforcing Airbnb for buildings, but there are obviously other laws and legislation available if the body corporate or owners corporation wants to address that specific issue. Yeah.
And should they because you were mentioning before about if you had vacancies in a building, should they be reporting if there's a large proportion of units that are used for Airbnb?
Yeah, so we always recommend that owners corporations, body corporates list the percentage roughly around holiday letting. So that is definitely something insurers will require, is percentage of holiday letting. Obviously, you don't know sometimes with Airbnb the number of units that are used for Airbnb basis. But the flip side is that when there's a claim, you can always run the argument that you don't exclude Airbnb usage, so you wouldn't have declined the policy had we disclosed that, right? So the message that I always say is take reasonable care to disclose the usage, including holiday letting. But if you in good faith don't do that, it's very hard for an insurer to apply any penalty to your policy at the time of the claim.